and basements and pale and all that kind of stuff. And you know, to a certain population within, let's just say the US, that's still the case. But what's actually happening is that these esports athletes, they're coming into Team Liquid, they're 17 years old, they just graduated high school, they start their day, they're working with their mental coach, their sports psychologist, they're going into scrims, there's the head coach, strategic coach, there's a chef on site where they're cooking all their meals, we're monitoring all their nutrition, we're making sure they go to bed at a certain time. There's like a real regimented training practice with professionals in a training facility where these guys work, right? And for anybody that kind of doesn't really understand, they're like, oh my God, you just called him an athlete, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's what's happening, right? And as soon as those athletes kind of break through and make these insane plays, then it kind of gets into the more mainstream audience from my perspective. Like, one of the most watched clips was this guy named Phoenix who did this quadra kill on Azir. And it's just like those moments that kind of break through and say, wow, this was a real special sign of intelligence or competitiveness, a special game moment, where you kind of last hit the nexus at the very end of the game. Those are the kind of the things where people kind of tune in and are able to digest and say, oh wow, this is a little different than the stigma associated with what I grew up on.